It's not the food. It's the thought. A story about belief, the body, and the power of the mind. I want to share something with you that completely shifted the way I see health, food, and even my own body. It didn't come from a medical book or a diet plan. It came from a conversation I had with someone I used to think was just lucky. His name was Adrian. We met at a creative retreat, and while everyone else was obsessing over what to eat, how much to eat, whether to fast, or whether carbs were the devil, Adrian sat there, peacefully sipping his espresso, finishing off a croissant, with zero guilt. He was lean, energetic, focused, the kind of person you'd assume followed some flawless, disciplined health routine. But when I asked him about his secret, he just smiled and said something strange. It's not about the food, it's about the thought behind the food. I laughed. Come on, man, that sounds like something off an Instagram post. But he leaned forward, calm and sincere. I'm serious, he said. People think food affects everyone the same way, but it doesn't. What really changes how your body responds to food is how you think about it, what you believe about it. I didn't know what to say. So he continued. You ever notice how some people can eat practically anything and not gain a pound? And others look at a slice of cake and feel their jeans get tighter. We assume it's genetics, metabolism, biology. And sure, those are factors. But they're not the whole story. What you believe to be true about food, about your body, about your limits, is echoed back to you by your experience. That's why someone who believes a green smoothie will give them energy feels energized. And someone else who thinks green drinks are gross and pointless, well, they don't get much out of it. Not because the food changed, but because their expectation did. I challenged him. But Adrian, people don't just wake up one day and decide to believe something different. Our beliefs come from our experiences. He nodded. That's the illusion, he said. We think our beliefs come from our experiences, but we forget that our experiences are shaped by our beliefs. It's a loop. A quiet, invisible loop that runs our lives. I used to believe I'd gain weight no matter what I ate. I obsessed over calories, ingredients, what time I was eating. And guess what? My weight fluctuated constantly. I was tired, stressed, and always thinking about food. But when I began challenging that belief, when I began trusting my body, relaxing around food, choosing what felt nourishing instead of what felt punishing, my body responded in a new way. He paused for a moment and looked out the window. Then he said, "The food didn't change, I did." That hit me hard, because I had always blamed the food. I blamed my cravings, my sweet tooth, my metabolism. But I never questioned the way I thought about food. The guilt, the rules, the judgments. And then Adrian said something I'll never forget. It's not the meal that matters most. It's the mindset you bring to the meal. That conversation sparked a personal journey for me. I started noticing the beliefs I had been silently carrying for years. I gain weight easily. I have a slow metabolism. I need to eat clean all the time to stay healthy. If I eat carbs at night, I'll get fat. I began to see that these weren't universal truths. They were mental programs I had installed without questioning. And when I challenged them, gently, gradually, something shifted. I gave myself permission to eat what I actually enjoyed, without fear. I began to trust my hunger cues. I moved my body not to burn calories, but to express energy. And for the first time in years, I started feeling free. Not just physically lighter, mentally lighter. Here's what I learned. Food is neutral. It's our story about food that gives it power. Some people eat pasta and feel energized. Others eat it and feel guilty. The pasta is the same, but the story isn't. Some believe chocolate is a comfort food. Others believe it's a sin. One person eats it and feels joy. The other eats it and feels shame. The result doesn't just come from the chemistry. It comes from the thought behind the chemistry. Adrian was right. People respond differently to the same food because food isn't the constant. Thought is. And when you change your thoughts, your beliefs, your entire experience of food, your body, and even your health can begin to shift. So I leave you with this. What if it's not just about what you eat, but about how you think about what you eat? What if your body is listening, not just to your stomach, but to your beliefs? Because the most important ingredient in any meal isn't on your plate. It's in your mind.